are two original items. The painting of George Washington was done by the same artist who did Lafayette, and all of these desks are reproductions based on our one original desk under the clock on the other side of the room. This is where Lincoln served his fourth and final term as an Illinois representative. He did 3 terms in Vandalia when that was our state capital, just 1 term up here in Springfield. He sat over here with the Sangamon County delegates, and so we got a little stovepipe hat over there to represent that. And when you leave here today, one of your teachers has a stack of souvenirs. It's a copy of Lincoln's last paycheck from the state of Illinois, $292 that he earned for a 3-month session of the House of Representatives. They were paid $4 a day. You know, that's about enough to go out and get a Happy Meal, but that was a lot of money back in the Independence Day. This is also where Lincoln gave an acceptance speech in front of the Illinois State Republican Convention in 1858. They had just asked him to run for the Senate against Stephen Douglas out there, and Lincoln's acceptance speech was the House divided speech. So one of his most famous speeches was given in the room. And then, take a look really good here, because you will walk through this room later today down at the museum. This is where Lincoln's funeral was held in May of 1865. And the display that you see at the museum is based on a newspaper picture that we have that was drawn on the day of the funeral. May 3rd, 2.5 weeks after Lincoln died, his body finally arrived back here in Springfield. They brought him up here to the House of Representatives. This catapult, the stage, was here in front of Washington's portrait. And probably one of the most unique things they did for the day of the funeral, you'll see at the museum, they had writing on the walls. Up on the molding in that corner of the room, it said Washington the Father. The other side of the room said Lincoln the Savior. And above the balcony up here was a quote from a speech that Lincoln gave on the way to his inauguration. He said, "Sooner than to surrender these principles, I would be assassinated on the spot." And that's what happened to him. When Lincoln's body arrived back here, they opened up the doors to this room. They let people come through here for 24 hours to pay their respects. And the next day when they closed the building, the estimate was 75,000 people had been through here, and 20,000 outside never made it into the room. Now, that's amazing. That would be almost everybody in Springfield today, but back then only 16,000 people lived here. So these people have come from all over the state and the country. And this was Lincoln's 13th funeral. The train that brought him back did a reverse trip of the route that had been taken to the inauguration. So they stopped in New York and Albany, Columbus, Indianapolis, Chicago, all these places on the way coming back home. So more people saw President Lincoln dead than ever saw him when he was alive. And thank you very much for coming by to see us today. Hope you have a good time while you're here. If you would all like to go out the door over on this side and follow your teacher down the stairs to the left.